Hi, beautiful souls. I'm back again. It actually reminds me of something that Teal Swan once wrote in one of her poems, where she said, turning cyanide into honey. And that's taking, the things in our lives that could potentially have been fatal or, something, bad in essence, and turning it into something, sweet and beautiful. And that's what we do when we share our stories. So here I am.
Yay, okay.
I've been on a long road in my life when it comes to healing and trying different healing modalities and working in, spiritual communities that, dive into the human psyche and into healing and into, facing one's trauma and all of those things in a lot of different ways. And I've been diving into this for many years and also working on my relationship with, my guides. The journey is destination. It's okay to feel angry during this time with everything that's been going on. It's going to require us to step into shame, into guilt, into anger, into resentment, and into all these feelings that we've been avoiding and we've been pushing away from ourselves. So there is a lot that is lying there in the shadows that is playing the strings of our lives, that is pulling the strings of our lives. You look up at the night sky in the evening, go outside and have a look. I love lying under the stars. And you look up at the sky and you see all these bright stars, okay? And there's a lot of darkness, but there's a lot of bright stars shining. So you can think of the night sky as your mind. What you know are those stars. Your consciousness are those stars shining. But all that darkness is everything that is unknown, everything that is lying in your unconscious. It's so limited. Our 1/10 consciousness. There's so much more. The consciousness is light, is the light of awareness. Unconsciousness, which is not necessarily a negative aspect. Neither of them are negative or positive. They both exist everywhere simultaneously. Okay? And unconsciousness is basically everything that is not known. When we talk about light and dark, we're not talking about good and evil. We're literally talking about consciousness, and we're talking about unconsciousness. Shadow is unconsciousness. What shadow work will teach you is none of it is good and none of it is bad. It all just is. That is why shadow work is important, is because we go into all that we are unaware of. We shed light on it and we bring it out into our awareness and we integrate it so that we become whole and we become free and we live our fullest expression. Once you have stepped into those feelings and places that you've been so fearful of, once you've stepped in and you've owned it and you've felt it, there's no longer anything to fear. That's shadow work. That's integrating. That's raising our vibration. Energy cannot be destroyed, but it can be transformed. Shadow work is an absolute 100% dedication to truth. I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say that I wake up at 5 o'clock every morning and meditate, because I try and be that person, but I'm not always that person. I'm just going to have a sip of my coffee because it's really, really early for me. Because shadow work is also about frequency. We are all vibration, we are all energy. So good feeling stuff is light. It feels light. It's light energy. It's also about weight. So when somebody has dealt with something that's particularly hard, they might say, oh, a weight has been lifted off my shoulders. I feel like I'm walking on air, because you feel lighter. And when something doesn't feel good, it feels heavy. You say, oh, I'm feeling so heavy. I'm feeling down. I'm feeling, because that's heavy vibration, low vibration stuff like shame and guilt and anger is low vibration. So it's heavy. It sits heavy in us. So when we own something and we take it and we say, yes, that's mine, but I love it, and we give it love, because love is the highest vibration in this universe, what happens is we lighten that energy. We lighten that energy and we raise our vibration. So the mind has a survival instinct. The ego has a survival instinct, and it's trying to protect you from further hurt. But what it's actually doing is it's pushing you further away from who you really are. It's pushing you away from unconditional love, because to love yourself unconditionally is to accept all the parts of you, not only the parts that feel good. And what happens then is you become whole and you step into pure unconditional self-love. Moment in our childhood, in every single one of our childhoods, where a traumatic event happens, where your reality shatters. Until we are aware of it, it keeps on manifesting and keeps on manifesting. And we tend to sit down sometimes and go, why do I continue manifesting these negative situations in my life? Why do I keep having dead-end relationships? Why do I always end up with people who treat me badly? Why do I always end up in jobs that are unfulfilling? Why this, why that? These patterns. The beauty is, in the now moment, we turn cyanide into honey. As Teal Swan puts it in one of her poems, she says, true beauty is not virgin to rancor. Instead, it becomes from it. The dark nights of the soul will show you who you really are. There's something more to attain. There's something more. There's something over there. We always want to be over there and not over here where we are right now. So in the now moment, we have this ability to play with these energies and to create from these energies and to express from these energies and to expand upon these energies and expand and transmute and become the alchemists that we are. If we just observe and we just marvel and we just sit in awe of this intelligence that when atoms are observed, they behave differently when being observed, and observed with our intentions. Once you get to the core of you, you will realize that all you are and everything that you are is unconditional love and perfection. But who I am now is the hero, because that's really where we want to be, right? We want to be the hero of our stories. See, we all value different things, but in terms of what I value, I'm very, very successful. And you know, and I've found that since I've created that mantra in my life, a lot of things that I believed I never had before are sort of starting to flow into my life. More abundance is flowing into my life because I say things like, I am successful, and I believe it because I've defined what success means for me. We are the ocean, but we're a drop in the ocean currently. And you will see this love outplaying in the world around you. You will find that you have more compassion for other people. You will find that you have more understanding. You will find that you are in a playfulness. One of the things I say is playfulness and childlike energy is such a beautiful thing. And that's how you know you're really in self-love, is you become playful like a child again. You get this magic. You feel this magic, and you have this appreciation for life and for everything around you again. And it's a beautiful place to be. It's beautiful. The universe, man. Crazy beautiful.